Okay, that's my name is William. Okay. Okay. There. So these videos cool. We're supposed to talk about Saint Nicholas. Now I'm gonna talk about Saint Nicholas. Who is Saint Nicholas? Well, Saint Nicholas was the real Santa Claus. Okay. And I'll read the article right here about Saint Nicholas right here. And this is rather a small article, but I didn't want to get into this. So I know I just wouldn't read too much about it. So this one is the real Saint Nicholas. Here's this. December 6th marks Saint Nicholas Day, and I mark the beginning of the Christmas season and beginning to Santa Claus namesake. Before I do, I should remark that, strictly speaking, there is not much really know about Nicholas, who is probably a saint, and the Greek in the church instead of sense of historical document. All we can say is probably Bishop of Myra, ready flag of Turkey, sometime in the 300s. That said, they are a course of legends, many legends about Nicholas, since they have influenced people throughout history, and they likely illustrate something. The historical man, there are fair game of publication, the hours devoted of the Christian history. Supposedly Nicholas was born into a wealthy family called Patera Lucia. His parents died and he inherited a considerable sum of money, but he kept none of it, and he was famous story about his life, and he threw bags of gold through the windows of 3 girls to be forced to live some prostitution. At least that's the most common version of the story. There are others, including exclusively grim one of the 3 girls beheaded an innkeeper, pegged on the top of a brine until Nicholas resurrects them. And a couple of miracles. He sometimes called Nicholas, the world wonder, performed while he was still a boy. Nicholas was chosen by the people, married to their new bishop. He was long before the declaration of the Maximian began the persecutions of Christians. The new bishop was imprisoned. When Constantine came over, Nicholas was released by countless others, and in return, only preaching was only to find a new threat: Arianism. And yes, he is the guy who started Christmas. And you can read more of these articles, like why pullback is not enough, the context for our quarrels, Magi, wise men are kings, that's complicated. Why do we have Christmas trees? Maybe we can read that part to you as well. Here, here's more. Here's about Christmas trees right here. Why do we have Christmas trees? So I'll go read to you about right here. See, it says the evergreen tree is ancient symbol of waters. Romans decorated their houses evergreen branches during the new year, and ancient inhabitants of northern Europe evergreen planted them of boxes during wintertime. Many early Christians have such practices of 3rd century of origin of condemned these Christians who celebrated winter festivals, decorated their homes over only the emperor. Let them whoever fires a hill, eminent, fixed or post and doomed, press the burden of the testimony of darkness, whose penalties are suitable, and are right of the world a tree evergreen. The status of temples may not negate a temple. And but by the Middle Ages, the legend of when Christ was born in the dead of the winter, every throughout the world, Marcus you shook off ice and snow, which was of the green. And at the same time, Christians, missionaries preaching the Germanic, Semitic, mostly talking about the Sunday approach, cultural practices, such as evergreen trees, missionaries, believing in God proclaim Christ's lordship over the natural symbols, and previously used for worship of pagan gods, not only visual human beings, The cultural symbols traditions could be converted. Of course, the non-mention of worship of pagan gods themselves was tolerated. According to the one legend, century missionary Baldefors were cutting down an oak tree, sacred to god Thor, one of its nearby virtue is a symbol of love and the mercy of God. So yeah, here's paradise trees. Not until the results of the clear records of the use the symbol of Christmas. You can Navia 1510 and Civic 1521. That's in credits of former Bar Luther of the Christmas tree, but the story began as story basis. Okay. It is your most likely Christmas trees, medieval plays, dramas of medieval times began out of the church's worship in the Middle Ages of the negative promises of many people and take place in the open air, the story of nativity, the story of creation, and because of Christmas Eve, which of Adam and Eve thus departed of the day, God and Eve was symbolized the paradise tree hung with the fruit. These plays were banned in many places in the 16th century. Many people began to set paradise trees in their homes, and to coincide the observation of the celebration in wood, no longer joyous Christmas trees evergreen branches. The homes were preferred as a paradise. Often they were symbolizing the edges of the development ordinance, including juggling German Christmas trees today, of the costume of the preluding of the 17th, 18th centuries against the protest of syncreology. Lutheran minister joining of the instance of complaint like Turin of the symbol of the people of the true evergreen tree, Christmas tree, Jesus Christ. But this did not mean stop any Christians from setting up Christmas trees inside the sanctuary. Alongside the tree, often wooden pyramids, stack of shells bearing candles. Sometimes one family member, even those pyramids of candy, is placed on the tree as ancestors of modern Christmas tree lights and ornaments. Nicholas Minnesals. It took a long time for trees, which were presents. Mention of idea, the connects idea of Christmas gifts with the gifts of Magi, brought Jesus. The real story is more complicated, like trees and gifts. Women practice during the winter solstice, Amphibi, and later Christians, and later Christmas, have replaced with results of the time. Observation of Christians, gift-giving tradition, for a while, but like late antiquity had died out, although gifts had exchanged for New Year's. Association by Saint Nicholas, Bishop of Myra, modern day Turkey, who became famous at visits of 4 children and the base of Festival Day 6, thus become a Christian gift changes. During the Middle Ages, Christians gifts most often took on tributes the monarchs, although the few rulers of the holiday season continued to follow the church instead, most notably Duke Joseph of Bohemia, and the story of his political control. William the Conqueror, who chose the Christmas in 1067, regards to the tradition of the Pope. Like gifts inside the family, like the term of Luther, and the custom of the friends of family, was developed in Germany, the Netherlands, and Scandinavia. One DH custom was a rewrap gift from names of wrapper, so indeed have ever sent only discovered, and then the layers were opened. Okay, Victorian Christmas. In the English-speaking world, there are many gifts. Christmas was due to the influence of Queen Victoria, her husband Prince Albert, and the native secretary. Now part of Germany, German immigrants have brought custom Christmas trees with them in the early 1800s, but spread after Victoria and Albert set up the main tree for his children, and Windsor Castle, 1821 is his present. Christmas presents were usually hung on the tree itself. German and Dutch immigrants without the traditions of presents of New World in the early 1800s. Now, new of the happy of families exchanging gifts around the tree, become a powerful one of the American authors of Civilizations Who Watched, replaced order, more more well-field Christian traditions such as sailing or family holiday. This family insert image was widely popularized when Common Moors that entered into Poland notices that twice the night before Christmas was also given the modern picture of Santa Claus. I know, but Santa, and even though he doesn't exist, I'm talking about. I know, but that's a fake Santa Claus. That the real Santa Claus is Saint Nicholas. Well, which we'll talk about in a minute after this. I mean, this article. It says, as many make of his trees of Christmas practice, we would do well to remember that ultimately he's symbols of the one. He gave us to unite heaven and the earth, and who brings all barren things to flower. Okay, and that's it. So, so Saint Nicholas, okay? So that was about Christmas trees, but what about Saint Nicholas? So Saint Nicholas is the guy who started Christmas. This was the story of Santa Claus's namesake. Also, yeah, he's the guy who started Christmas. Was he Christian? I don't know. I know some people believe he was Catholic, because some people believe he was a Roman Catholic. I don't know. But if he was, did he got saved by believing on Lord Jesus Christ? He might have got saved and believed on Lord Jesus Christ. So maybe I'll say this. I hope Saint Nicholas is in heaven. I'll just say I hope he's in heaven. I know I might have a fear from that he's in hell, but I hope he's in heaven. Well, to see this, I just hope he's in heaven, and that's all I can say about that. Okay. And if you believe he's in heaven, you can tell me in the comments below if you believe he's in heaven or hell. But if you believe that Saint Nicholas is in heaven or hell, to me it doesn't really, to me, because that's all that matters right now anyway. But he's the guy who started Christmas, and I'm glad that he did. So we can celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And then also you have to get saved. The point of falls is the damn souls to hell. When we go to heaven, speak of our Lord Jesus Christ. Salvation is by faith alone, grace on Jesus Christ alone. And once you do it by His the truth, meaning that you can't lose your salvation. So for me, salvation is just believing in Jesus Christ for salvation. And what our next video is, well, I'll be talking about the back. Well, I'll be going back to talk about false religions again. Well, I remember last time. Well, I talked about false religions that started in India, right? In ancient India, which is Hinduism and Buddhism, right? Well, next video, I'm going to talk about a religion that started in ancient China. So what I talk about next video is, what is about to say about Taoism, and I'll talk about that next video. Anyway, I have to go right now. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.